What's up, guys? And today I'm going to be talking about Amazing Spider-Man issue number 32, Once a Goblin. Okay, so as we get into the return of the Green Goblin, I wanted to talk to you guys about if you are not a comic book reader, the Green Goblin has stopped being the Green Goblin because Spider-Man took out the Green Goblin serum from his body, and I'll tell you right now. In one of the Spider-Man issues, Spider-Man took out the Goblin serum using nanites, and from then on, we didn't see what happened to Norman Osborn until now. So in this new issue, it brings back the return of the Green Goblin. So when the issue starts off, it goes into Norman Osborn and saying nothing, nothing, nothing. He's putting in Goblin serum, and he's putting in it, and he can't hear the Green Goblin voice in his head. And because the nanites are still in his body, they're able to just kill the Goblin serum in him every time he puts it in. And so he goes to therapists, he goes to doctors on how to get it back in him. He goes to even some places where it could get his mind off of it, but it isn't working. And so the person who's trying to get him away from thinking about it says, if this really means something to you, I know a place. And so she says this is a place where only certain people can find it. And so he goes, he climbs up, and you see him on this like Mount Everest type mountain, and he's climbing up, and he's going to see Master Ox, Master Hawk, and Master Snake. And so guys, before I get into this, I wanted to say, if you are new to comics right now and you want to see the return of the Green Goblin, the reason why you clicked on this video, of course, is because all those who don't read comics, Norman Osborn has not wanted the Green Goblin. But since the Green Goblin has been on Norman Osborn for such a long period of time, he's been wanting it more and more and more and more. And so that's a great thing to see. And so with the spirituality connection, since it's been on him, but since he still has that spirit in him, his spirit is denying what his flesh wants. And so that's my spirituality connection to that. But anyways, if we go into it, he's going to see the masters, and he has to say master to each and every one of them, and basically he's going to be taught by them. So Norman Osborn effectively touches the stone, and they are astounded at what he is doing. And so we see Norman Osborn going through these phases, learning these classes, talking to his master, and learning these techniques of sorcery. And then actually he goes into a spiritual state, and a tiger chooses him. And so then the master say, choose what spirit basically went up to you. And so he's about to go pick the tiger, but then he chooses the goblin mask. And so he starts to laugh, and then he says, and I decide which demons I have to face. And so he effectively defeats Spider-Man, then kills Spider-Man, and then they say, that's not right, you're not supposed to do that. And so he gets bigger and grows in size, and then he is about to defeat them. But then we all realize as we flip the page that it is just a stone showing what he would do if he stayed with the monks and if he learned sorcery. And so they kick him out, and Norman Osborn says, I could have been, no, not could have, can.
Ha, ha, yes.
And then he gets the laugh back in him, and then he says there is a touch of goblin inside of him, and it's still inside of him, and so he will find a way. The end. But with that being said, guys, please go subscribe and become a fanatic. If you have not, give me a comment on what you thought of the return of the Green Goblin and what you thought of this one little story. Alright guys, I will see you again. Please subscribe just so you can stay up to date with all the new issues coming out for DC and Marvel Comics. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.